All righty. Share this to face. All righty. Hello, hello, hello. For all that are joining on, welcome to Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. I'm so excited to start this evening. So as people are coming on, come on in, come on in. Hey, Justin. Make sure you share, invite some more people to the party. Hey, Justin, there we go. Hey, Justin, make sure you invite some more people. Come on in, guys. Welcome to Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. I am not in the kitchen today. We are going to be beyond the kitchen today. So, and we have a guest with us this evening as well. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Come on in and share. I am not in the kitchen today. We're going to go a little bit beyond Keedra's kitchen today and get into some Black holistic health. So as you guys are sharing, even though I'm not in the kitchen, I still have my drink, okay? Today I am drinking, it's beet. I cannot get away from the beet juice. I'm loving the beet juice. So it's beet, pineapple, carrot, ginger, and some lemon. And it's really, really good. Okay, so please, you guys, as you guys are coming in, please like Keedra's Kitchen and share this. This is going to be some really good information here for Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. I've been talking about this with you guys since I have been going live in the kitchen. Tonight on Thursday nights, we're going to take a different approach from being in the kitchen and cooking. And for those who are, who are tuning in, and I'll just catch you up to speed, okay? So in January, I was the heaviest that I ever weighed. Not going to give you guys a number quite yet. Eventually, at some point in time, that I will. But I was the heaviest that I weighed at the beginning of January. And so someone told me about intermittent fasting. And so I began intermittent fasting, and how it was explained to me was that I could eat whatever I want to within an 8-hour window. So after the first day of intermittent fasting, and I kind of ate whatever I wanted to, but something within me was just like, change your whole diet up. So that's what I did. So I started with what I knew at the time, as far as being healthy, because I am not, when I cook and when I cater, my food is not the healthiest. It was not the healthiest. Okay. I use a lot of butter. I use a lot of sugar. I mean, y'all know how Southern people cook. Okay. So, or just Black people in general, how we cook. And so, my shrimp and grits is good, but it is for doggone sure not healthy. Okay. So, so what I started with was I did a lot of kale. I did a lot of kale wraps and I did a lot of kale salad. And then that began to just take me on a whole other journey within myself. I learned how mucus is not good for the body and how mucus builds up. And so since then, I have eliminated dairy out of my diet. And as much as I can, um, I've eliminated dairy as much as I can. Excuse me. Um, and I do not eat beef or do not eat pork anymore. I call myself a plant-based vegetarian because, and the reason why I'm not fully vegan is because I was in a vegan blog or a vegan Facebook group, and I asked about honey. And they told me that like real vegans, don't eat honey because of the bees. And with my yogurt, my coconut milk yogurt, I like to have honey. So, and then, I told you guys before that, it's really difficult for me to give up my seafood, my shrimp and my salmon and crabs. But I have been able to find different alternatives lately for those things. So we're going to stick with plant-based vegetarian for now. But I feel because of the way that spirit works and things just happen, I feel myself even going beyond that at some point. But basically, it's just a whole lifestyle change that I've made for myself. More exercising, and just really changing up my whole diet. Okay, and I've lost a good amount of weight since January. Like I said, I'm not gonna give you guys a number yet. When I get down to a certain number, then I'll tell y'all where I came from and I'll tell you where I'm at. But we're not there yet, so I'll tell you guys that then. Also, too, back a few years ago, after I got a phone call with a girlfriend of mine, Haretta and Erica, I started getting into crystals, and it kind of led me into a more holistic lifestyle. Okay. And from there, I stopped taking any type of medicine. So I tried to do any type of pain relieving, holistically, through herbs or different foods such as ginger for menstrual cramps, basil, peppermint. I get migraines a lot, and so I try to use peppermint and eucalyptus to soothe those migraines. So I got away from using traditional medicine, and I'm actually in the process of getting certified as a natural health consultant. After that, then I have some other certifications that I'll be working on so that I can offer a more holistic lifestyle opportunities to others as well. So that's basically what Beyond Keedra's Kitchen is about. We'll meet here every Thursday for about an hour from 7 to 8. I have different people on with me so that we can talk about the different aspects of holistic living. I think that, it has become very important to me. Okay. I feel a difference, not only just in my physical body, but I feel a difference just like energetically. Okay. Just all the way around, mentally, spiritually, energetically. And I just can't explain it. You feel a difference when you start changing the things that you put inside of your body. And I think that's really important particularly for Black people, because, within our community, the way that we eat, and then the fact that we don't have access, not all of us have access to good health care. I think that it's just very important that we can learn other ways to heal our bodies and to treat our bodies and to take care of our bodies. Okay. So that's what Beyond Keedra's Kitchen is about. You can still catch me on Facebook and YouTube cooking during the week. We're going to be doing more healthy stuff, but this is just an opportunity to talk about the reasons behind a lifestyle change. Okay. And that's a holistic lifestyle change. All right. For those of you who are just joining, and if you do watch my cooking videos, then you know that I always have some juice. I will never go to the store again to buy some juice. Okay. So today I have juiced up some beets, carrots, pineapple, and some ginger and some lemon. And let me tell you, it is oh so good. Okay. So if you see me sipping, then Hey, Jeanette, thank you for joining. All right, so we have a guest tonight, and I'm really, really excited. Okay. Um, I'm gonna bring him on, and he's gonna spend the rest of the time with us on here this evening. And his name is Mr. Black, and he is the Urban Black Vegan. Okay, so he's gonna come on in just a second and talk with us for the rest of the evening, and really give us some really, really good information about a vegan lifestyle. Um, excuse me. Before we do that, you guys, I always ask you, please click like Keedra's Kitchen on Facebook, like Keedra's Kitchen on YouTube, okay? And Keedra's Kitchen on Facebook, Keedra's Kitchen. Oh, and share it, of course. Start a watch party, invite your friends, invite your family, tell everybody, come check out what's happening beyond Keedra's Kitchen, all right? Cool. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna bring on Mr. Black. I wish I had like if you watch the podcast, What's Love podcast, and you know that you guys are, you know that I'm like always trying to like get the crowd going. So I don't have to do it by myself today because I don't have co-hosts with me on this particular platform. So I'm gonna bring on Mr. Black. Okay, so in our virtual world, send some thumbs up, say hey to Mr. Black as in the comments. And that's nothing. If you have questions, go ahead, leave them in the comment, and I will get them. I can stream them across the bottom. We can get these questions answered. All right, but go ahead and make sure that you click like and share, okay? All righty, let's bring on Mr. Black. Your microphone is muted. Let's see if I can unmute. I can. It says your microphone is not connected. Okay, so you guys, while we are waiting, go ahead, start a watch party. Okay, it's real easy. Go to the bottom of this video and share it. Let me see. Unmute, can't unmute your guest. Their mic is not connected. So it says your mic isn't connected.
There we go.
There we go. Yay!
All right.
Hello, and welcome for joining us on Beyond Keedra's Kitchen, my very first episode. So thank you so much for joining me on my very first episode of Beyond Keedra's
Kitchen. Thanks for having me. Congratulations on that. I know it's a big deal. I do a live myself, and I know how this can be a little, trying to get all the pieces of the puzzle together can be a little crazy, but congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So please tell us, before we get into questions, since I have a lot of questions for you, have a lot for us to dialogue about, let us know just a little bit about yourself.
All right, sure. So my name is Joshua Black. I go by the Urban Black Vegan. I created that on purpose about 8 years ago is when I went vegan, and we'll get into the differences about vegan, plant-based, all that kind of stuff, but definitely vegan. And 8 years ago, I lost a bunch of weight, changed my lifestyle. I had diabetes, struggling with all types of issues, even self-confidence and things like that. And I wanted to turn things around, and it started with the way I thought, the way I think. So by changing my thinking, everything else followed. And here I am today, and I try my best to reach out to the community as a community activist in the food space and the healthy living space. And I'm active within my community. We have a food truck that's coming, and we're just doing all kind of things here in Philadelphia, just trying to reach out to Black people in particular to try to change the path that we've been on for so many years. So that's what I do. And like I said, I've been vegan for 8 years. So I am like fully into it. And I'm just excited to be here to spread the message and to answer any questions, or maybe even plant some seeds of change in some people who have been thinking about taking on this course of a lifestyle.
Yes. So your weight loss is your weight is what inspired you to become vegan?
No. Actually, I was diabetic, and with diabetes comes a a whole lot of issues. So that is what kind of like led me to want to make a change, knowing that I needed to make a change. But actually, it was a documentary that I watched called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead that just totally changed my life on July 4th, 2011. It just totally changed my life. And after watching that documentary, the next day, I started my journey, and it's been that way ever since.
See, I've been okay. So I'm in a couple of Facebook groups, vegan Facebook groups, right?
Okay.
And I've been avoiding that documentary because it has come up a few times in there, and I've been avoiding that documentary because, like I said, I'm just not. The one thing that I'm not ready to give up quite yet is salmon, shrimp, crabs, scallops,
Right.
all that good stuff. So, but I have heard about the documentary, and I've just been avoiding it because I know that once I watch it, I'm gonna want to give all of that up.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. It's just a matter of uh, knowing more information. And
Yeah,
I firmly believe that, it's the way we think that that directs and leads our actions. So if we're unable to not understand, if we're not taking in the information, understanding the information, and thinking about our choices every single day, our food choices, our spiritual choices, just our choices, if we are able to disconnect our choices, which people have been able to do, disconnect from what it is that they're actually putting into their mouth,
yeah,
that disconnection has led to many problems in our community
yeah,
because we're disconnected to what we're actually putting into our mouth. And it's so that's why I'm trying to do this work to try to maybe connect those dots for some people.
mm-hmm. Okay, so I wanna start the difference between what is vegan, and then the difference between vegan and plant based. Because again, in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in some conversation, particularly about the honey,
Yes.
they were telling me to just because I was like, oh no, I like honey on my. I have gone to coconut milk yogurt, but I like honey on my fruit and yogurt parfaits. And they were telling me, well, just label yourself as plant based. So, what is vegan, and what is the difference between vegan and plant based?
Right. Well, there's another category. First of all, let me say this: you can call yourself whatever it is that you want. You can say that you're a white woman, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fact. You can say that you're vegan. Most people claim to be vegan and they're not. You can call yourself whatever you want, but I'm going to define what they are. So you can be a non-meat eater, a person who doesn't eat meat. You can be plant-based. You can be whole food plant-based, or you can be vegan, whole food
Okay.
plant-based vegan. Now, vegan is a lifestyle. Being a vegan doesn't mean you just goes beyond not eating meat. Being vegan is a lifestyle of compassion. That's what being vegan is. It's having compassion, having a heart for all things that live. You know, wanting to not do harm to any animal, any insect, anything. It's having that level of compassion for things that live, having the respect. The reason why I don't eat honey and vegans don't eat honey is because we have a respect for the bee. The bee, um, the bee isn't making honey for our consumption. It's as if someone was to come into your house and open your refrigerator and grab I know you say your yogurt, and take your yogurt for themselves. That yogurt wasn't intended for that person or for that species or what have you. So why can't we respect the fact that that bee is making honey, not for you, not for me, but for its own use? Who are we to go into that bee's home and steal, rob that bee of something that he's created for himself? That's
So
not
what,
compassion.
so what then? What do they use the honey for?
The bee, well, they're building colonies, and they're building for their queen. I'm not. I don't. I'm not like a biologist. I don't even know if that's a thing.
No,
But
I
I
get
know
what
for a
you're saying.
fact.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that that bee is not making honey for human consumption.
Okay.
We have went in and decided that we want to take what that bee makes, just like we have decided to take the milk from a lactating cow. That cow's not making milk for humans. That cow is making milk for its offspring.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
as, yes, we as humans have went in and decided like we want that, so we're going to take it. And that's not being compassionate. That's not showing a level of respect for another species.
Right.
So being
Mhm.
vegan is having a heart and a mind, and a level of compassion that understands and respects the living space of all things that live.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
what being a vegan is. Now,
Okay.
being plant-based, you can just be a person, and there's a lot of unhealthy quote unquote vegan people because whoever doesn't eat meat has decided, oh, I'm vegan, but that's not the case.
Okay.
Because also, if you are a quote unquote, as people are calling themselves vegan today, and you continue to do harm to yourself by eating things that are like high in fat, deep fried in oil, totally unhealthy processed foods, which is detrimental to yourself, that is also a lack of compassion for yourself. Um, and that is not vegan. It can be plant based. Yeah, you want to eat a bunch of fried donuts and cupcakes, vegan cupcakes and vegan burgers, and that are totally unhealthy, that are doing damage to yourself, which is actually we're all mammals, which is causing harm to self. It's not very. It's not a vegan lifestyle. It
Mhm.
might be a plant-based lifestyle. It's not a whole food plant-based because whole food plant-based are those who try their best to only eat whole foods. That means no processed oil,
Mhm.
no nothing. Majority of things in a box, bag, bottle, or jar, besides water, are usually
Mhm.
processed. And even the water that's in a single-use plastic bottle is something that some vegans to extreme won't even do because it's causing harm to the environment.
Mhm.
So when you that word vegan in its true definition carries a lot of weight, more than just I don't eat meat.
Okay.
So mhm.
Okay. So you mentioned that you can be vegan, you can be plant based, or not vegan. You can be plant based and still
Right.
not healthy. So
Oh,
how is
absolutely.
yeah? How is that?
Say if I eat, you can be vegan and eat French fries and bread, a bunch of bread and oil and all kind of, and there's a ton of vegan processed foods, pardon me, that use all different types of salts and additives that are just unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Unhealthy. There is, if you go to some of these Facebook groups, you'll see a lot of vegans who are maybe within their journey, or you see a lot of vegans who are claiming like, I'm a thick, curvy, what have you, vegans, but at the same time they're promoting an unhealthy vegan diet, which counters what a vegan lifestyle is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have a question from
Sure,
Barry.
sure,
Where do you get your protein?
right.
Do you ever miss meat? Do
Mm-hmm.
you only date other vegans? Okay, so Barry is my co-host on our.
Okay,
I have another podcast called What's Love Podcast. It's a relationship podcast,
got you.
and Barry is my co-host on there. And so he has been he has been talking about vegan for a long time. So I knew he was going to come on here with with a lot of
Oh,
questions.
awesome.
So
I can tackle each one of them.
okay, go right
Let's go
ahead.
with where you get the protein from. Most people don't understand or don't know, and it's just because we haven't been informed that all food has protein. There is no food that does not have protein. As long as you eat the daily recommended amount of calories a day, you don't starve yourself. you will get the protein. There's I haven't heard of a case of anyone has protein deficient. The thing is that by marketing by the meat, chicken, and dairy industries, they even call that food protein because yes, it does have a high amount of protein, but there's other foods. Broccoli has a lot of protein in it. I mean, it's just a
Oh,
misconception
really?
and a misunderstanding that you're not going to get enough protein by not because you don't eat meat. I get more than enough protein. I'm as fit as can be. I don't have any. I'm not protein deficient. The thing is, most people ask. That's the first question people ask me. But the thing is, most people are fiber deficient. They don't get enough fiber. They're not moving their bowels enough. They're
Mm,
walking around with a bunch of waste. So the question shouldn't be where do you get your protein from? The question is do you get enough fiber? Okay. And also, the majority of people who even ask, like, where do you get your protein from? They don't where do you get your protein from? Kind of like trying to say you're not getting enough protein. The average person doesn't even know how much protein they're supposed to get on a daily basis. The average person doesn't know how much sodium they should take in on a daily basis. There's a reason. And if we just stop and think, there's a reason why our community, the Black community, deals with things like high blood pressure, diabetes, strokes, and the list goes on and on. Because some of these basic things we don't take a minute to try to find understanding. Like, how can you know the price of gas that you put in your car and you're so aware of the level of octane, but you're not aware of the amount of sodium you should take in that could cause harm to your life, that could lead to strokes, that could lead to all types of chronic illnesses. You should know the amount of sodium that you're supposed to take in on a daily basis, just like you want to know the octane of gas and the price that you're going to put into that tank because they're both important. They both help you to go or they
mhm,
can bring you to a stop. These are things
mhm,
I should know how much sodium I take in. I should know how much sugar I take in because these things I only get one body, and
right,
it is incumbent upon me to make sure that I take care of it. Okay,
right.
especially if you're a husband or you have family, you got these responsibilities. I'm trying to pass on generational health, whereas though people always talk about generational wealth, I'm trying
Mhm.
to pass on generational health.
Health. Yeah.
So
No, that's good. That's
um,
good.
oh, the next question that Barry asks is, "Do you ever miss meat?" No, because I can't. I don't miss meat. I don't miss the smell of it. I don't miss anything about it because of the fact that I have meat, fish, chicken, dairy, none of it. Because, and I'm gonna go raw. I'm gonna be pretty raw here. I cannot fathom putting a dead animal in my mouth. I
Mm,
cannot. At the end of the day, you're putting a dead animal in your mouth. That's all I see now. I
mm,
see flesh from a dead animal that didn't want to die, and
mm,
I have a choice if I want to actually put that in my mouth. I'm not
mm,
going to put a dead bird, a dead fish, a dead sea creature. If we can make the connection of what it is that we're putting in our mouth, like connect those dots, connect the dots that what that shrimp is, connect it. But instead, we're living like a disconnected life. We're disconnected from the food. We're disconnected from the fact that that chicken nugget is actually a chopped up bird.
mhm,
When you start to think about that, so I like to use the term that we're walking around or we're eating with our eyes wide shut. You see it, but you're not acknowledging it. You see that chicken wing, but you're not acknowledging what that is, what you're about to put into your mouth. And if we
mhm.
stop to think about it, just like you wouldn't eat a dog, why would you eat a bird? That's the way I see it.
Mm. Yeah, because I wouldn't eat a dog. Yeah.
Right. But I don't see a difference between eating a dog or eating a cow or eating a fish or birds. I think if you're going to allow yourself to eat a bird, go ahead and eat the dog. Go ahead and eat the cat.
Mm.
What's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
In
do what you want to do, but
some countries they do eat dog and cat.
right,
So
because see, the
you're
thing is,
right. What is the difference?
because they've been raised that way. They've been raised
Yeah.
that way. And I always tell people, there's no child wants to eat, I mean, bring harm to an animal. No little baby wants to kill a bird or kill a cat. I mean, not a cat, but kill cow. They
Mhm.
love animals.
Yeah.
We teach them that it's okay to put a bird in your mouth. We
Hmm.
teach them that it's okay to put a cow in your mouth. We teach them that it's okay to drink the milk from a lactating cow. We teach they don't grow up that way. All babies are born vegan. They don't want to bring harm to animals or birds or anything like that. We teach them that it's okay, you
Yeah.
know. So I don't know. That's why I don't misspeak. It says, well, I'm married. It says, do you date other vegans? I'm married, and my wife is slowly transitioning.
Okay.
So,
How
and
does
it says, what was the
that work
biggest?
within your household? Like, how,
Yeah, I have a daughter who they're both slowly transitioning. And here's the thing, I don't beat anybody down about their food choices. What I have to do and what I have come to an understanding is I'm going to let my actions speak for me. You know, I'm going to show you by demonstrating a lifestyle that keeps me physically fit, that keeps me highly energetic. I'm gonna demonstrate this lifestyle to the point where you're going to want to know about it. You're going to want some of it. You know, people are attracted to good energy, and I think living a healthy, clean energy that brings no harm to anybody, people want some of that. So it's just a matter of time. You know, you live your lifestyle, you live out loud, and then people will want to hear or be a part. You don't have to say anything. Just live your life and it will attract those. Now, I do think I tried to take it a step further and try to be proactive on social media, you know, and sharing thoughts and opinions in my lifestyle. But just be, and things will start to change. But everybody is on their own journey. Some people do it quickly. Some people it takes time, you
hmm.
know. If anything, I got patience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So Barry also asks, what was the biggest obstacle in becoming a vegan? The biggest obstacle is just your thinking. Anybody, it's not that hard. It's just that we got to reprogram the way we think. I like to
Mhm.
use the analogy. I don't believe in I do fast every day, but I don't believe in doing cleanses or physical cleanses or anything like that. But I do believe in mental detox. Detox. I don't do detoxing or anything like that. I do
I was gonna
believe,
ask you about that.
yeah, I do believe in a mental detox because it's our thinking that's corrupted. Once we can detox the way we think and kind of like flush out some of the negative information that we're flooded with every day, then we can replace it with good information. Our thinking will become clearer and cleaner. And with that cleaner and clearer change your life. It'll change the way you see and think about food and the food options that you make. Yep.
So why don't you do any detoxes? Because I read that before. I read somewhere, and I also heard on a doctor that's on Instagram. I follow him.
Hmm.
He's a holistic doctor, and he
Sure.
was saying to that yeah, if you are wanting to go vegan or plant based, then to do a detox beforehand to clear out your gut and all of your other uh, your kidney, your liver, all of
Sure.
the
Right.
organs, all your other organs before making that lifestyle change or before changing those eating habits. So why have you chosen not to do any type of detoxes?
For the simple fact that I believe that our body has been designed to detox for us
Naturally.
if we treat it right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We detox through sweat. We detox through just the peeling of skin. We detox from losing from hair. Um, but we detox from elimination of waste in our body. is a form of detoxing, because as that waste builds up, the toxins build up as well. So that's why I always say the question is fiber. Fiber is what keeps us fluid, keeps things moving. So if I can do these things, if I can make sure that I sweat by exercising, if I can make sure that I'm moving my bowels properly by eating the proper foods, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
I can make sure that I'm detoxing every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm detoxing every day. I don't need to eat a special drink or anything like that, because I'm eating the right whole plant-based foods. I'm not eating a lot of processed foods. I'm trying to stay away from these things. So by not eating processed foods, that's most people have to detox from just eating some of these processed foods. But once you're constantly putting in the fruits, the vegetables, the fiber, you're getting your protein automatically because you're eating food. You're exercising, you're doing these things, you're washing, you're moving bowels, you're detoxing. So I don't have to detox because I'm already detoxing daily, and I don't have to get something out of my body because I'm trying my best not to put anything harmful in my body.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I think that the whole detox thing is a thing that we get sold, these 3-day detoxes, or you hear people like, "Oh, I got a detox this weekend. I had a rough weekend." I said, and I always wonder when vegans say I had to detox after this weekend. Why?
Yeah.
Aren't you eating a whole food plant-based diet? What are you detoxing from? What are you detoxing from? But I never hear anyone say that I have to do a mental detox. I have to detox my thinking because of all the crap I've taken in today, or taken
It's
in
social media
over the
alone.
weekend, or from
Yeah.
Facebook, or
Yeah.
so I think detoxing is a word that's thrown around a lot, and
Loosely.
I think it's something trendy right now. Like everybody wants to be vegan but don't know what it is, and I think everyone's talking about I'm going to detox, and they don't really get it. I don't know. So that's my thinking.
If someone is thinking about becoming vegan or becoming plant-based, excuse me, in your experience, you don't
Sure.
do a detox. So where would be a good place to
Hmm.
start with changing your lifestyle and changing your eating?
Well, well, let me say this. I don't like endorse any kind of detox drink or anything like that, but I do
Right.
endorse, especially I get this question, where should I start? You need to detox, but you need to start detoxing your thinking. I tell people, no, you don't need to go clean out your refrigerator. You don't need to you need to start changing the way you think and see and understand the choices that you're making.
Mm-hmm.
It's your thinking that has you on this route, because you can't do anything physically without thinking about it first. So if I can detox some of this information that I've accumulated over the years, that I've been taught since childhood, about like eating certain foods, I have to have meat, I have to, if like where do you get your protein? Like if you can find understanding, right? Do your research, like knowing that you get enough protein. Once you know you can get enough protein from vegetables, maybe a light bulb goes on. Say, oh, okay, I know that. Then you know, like, oh, most people are fiber deficient. Oh, I should be moving my bowels 3 to 4 times a day, and I'm not. Maybe that's a
Three
problem.
to four
So
times
with
a
the
day?
information,
Really?
yeah,
Three
if
to
you
four
eat three or
times
four times,
a day?
if you're eating 3 or 4 times a day, should you go 3 or 4 times? What's happening? Where's the food going? Now, we all know if we eat food and it sits in a hot place, it's just going to turn to rot. So if you eat 3 times, you should eliminate that of what you ate that day. If not, it's just going to sit. So when people tell me, because the first time I asked like when people ask me to consult or help them, I said, well, how many times do you eat in the room? How many? Because I'm trying to figure out if you're getting enough fiber. I asked them about things like that, because that's telling me that they need to have an understanding, because you're thinking. So if you don't go to the bathroom for a day, I'm not talking about number one, I'm talking about number two, for a day or two, and you've eaten three, like let's say breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you didn't go to the bathroom today, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem
Okay.
because then you have to ask yourself, okay, where's the food? It's just sitting there.
Right.
And we want to get the nutrients from the food, and then we want to keep it moving. That's how you can have the energy. And when you eat a lot of plants, a lot of vegetables, whole foods, right? No oil. I don't consume any processed oil. So if you're just eating whole foods, all whole foods have fiber. Meat has no fiber. Zero. There's no meat, fish, chicken, dairy, cheese. None of it has fiber.
Mm-hmm.
All plants have fiber. Every
Mm-hmm.
plant has a fiber. So if you're eating a lot of that, of course, because we can't digest fiber as humans, it's a beautiful thing. Fiber pulls cholesterol because cholesterol is attracted to fiber. And you go to the bathroom and then it lowers. That's why they say eat a lot of fiber. It helps to lower your cholesterol. And it helps to do just that because pulling out, it's pulling, it's pulling out all that cholesterol that's just been sitting there. Fiber, we humans can't digest fiber. So it's all connected. So the more you can kind of detox your thinking and have a clear understanding, it will help you in the long run.
What kind? I know we can do a Google search, but
Sure.
what foods have fiber in them that are good for moving your bowels, keeping your bowels moving?
Right. Well, I mean, of course, there's some foods that have more fiber than others. Of course, all your leafy vegetables, all your green stuff. The darker the vegetable, the better.
Okay.
So, but see, here's the thing: all plant-based food has fiber. All your beans, all your grains, all every leafy vegetable, your your eggplant, all that stuff. It's just amazing how it's been designed that way. It's been designed that if we take that in, we're gonna, and that's why I have so much energy. That's why my workouts are intense because I never feel heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You've noticed when like you eat you go to like a big dinner, like say Thanksgiving or Christmas, and you have this big turkey dinner, and right afterwards everyone's like, oh, I gotta go sit down, I
Yeah.
gotta go lay down.
Fall asleep, get the
That is
iris.
just exactly the fact of the matter. You just ate all this food, this fiber free food. It doesn't have like chicken, fish, turkey, has no fiber in it, right?
And so it's just
Pasta,
sitting
there's very little fiber, and it's just sitting there, and it's not going to move.
there. Yeah.
Eat something with fiber. Two things happen: fiber takes up more space, so you get fuller faster,
Okay.
and then it can't just live with you. It has to do what it does, and then it has to go. That's just the way it's been designed. Of no doing of our own. That's just the way Mother Nature has designed this stuff for us. And then once you start to understand that, you start to link your thinking to the benefit, you want more of it,
Mm-hmm.
So you start
Yeah.
doing things like I'm gonna make my main dish.
A list like what got fiber
Just
look
look up
at
fiber.
my
Just
notebook and
look up
everything.
fiber.
You said what?
Just look up fiber. You would, I mean, if anything, just look up fiber. But the thing is, if we can do things like change our thinking, if you can actually, now listen to this. This is what's amazing. If you could do this one thing, if you can start to change your thinking, whereas though your main course are you make your sides your mains. So those collard greens become the main course. Imagine collard greens, the string beans, the broccoli is the main course. So the biggest thing on your plate is green. That's the main course. You
No.
try to eat a bowl of that, it's going to really not slow you down as far as how much more you can eat because fiber fills you up so much faster than meat, chicken, fish, or dairy.
Hold on. My child over here is having a
Oh, no problem.
tantrum. My fur child. Cut it out. No.
Oh, I
Apparently,
see some of the questions popping up too.
yes, yeah. Apparently, I'm not giving him enough attention. Um, so okay, and I think okay, yeah, I want to hear what you think about this. How do you feel about spirulina?
Spirulina is fine. It's real. I don't juice, right?
That was
But
going to be
I
my
do
next question.
smoothies.
Do you juice? Okay. Why do you choose
Right.
juice over? I mean, why do you choose smoothies over juice?
I have to have my fiber. See, once you I used to juice in the beginning, but this is when I didn't have enough information and knowledge. I'm not saying it's anything. Well, for me, I don't want just the sugar, right? So I went instead of just juicing, I will do give me the whole fruit. Give me that whole banana. Give me that
Okay.
whole apple. Give me that whole whatever. And make sure you put something green in there. I'm not going to take a smoothie, eat a smoothie without having some type of spinach, put some kale in there. I've even put some oats in my because I need that fiber because it's going to fill me up, right? And then also it's going to draw down any cholesterol in my body and it's going to move my bowels. I usually don't do is I do a smoothie. I usually don't do a smoothie till late at night because I get so full because of the not late at night, by 8 o'clock because I get so full because of all the it's because it's fiber dense. I put a banana in there. I put the biggest handful of spinach in there.
Mhm.
And so by the time I take that smoothie down, I'm so stuffed. I
Mhm.
can't eat anything else. And I'm like, I'm done. I am done for the day. I don't want anything else to eat. And I go into my intermittent fasting. It's intermittent fast. I fast from now my eating window is from 12 to 8, and then I
Mhm.
just fast for the rest of the
Mhm. Now, when you so do you do smoothies or you don't do anything outside of your eating window?
smoothie.
So you would
Oh no,
like
oh inside.
outside of the
No, no,
eating.
no, no. When I'm outside of eating window, I will do I like tea. I like hot tea.
Hot tea. Okay. Okay. Jeanette says, what's your cutoff time for the night? I think you just said 8 o'clock, right?
Right. I try my best. Sometimes I get so busy I don't eat my first meal till like 3 o'clock. So I might go to 9 o'clock sometimes, but I always try to make that eating window 8 hours. And I want enough time before I actually go to bed that I'm still like exerting energy. Like I work out in a fasted state, and that's to make sure that I'm burning fat. So when I work out, I want the energy to burn from the fat that is stored on my body. So
Mm-hmm.
I work out in a fasted, and I try to work out as hard as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's interesting because I went going back to the smoothies versus juices. I've been sitting here thinking because I actually stopped doing smoothies and got into more of the juicing because um I thought that it was healthier to juice than to do a.
Oh, I mean, when you juice, you're stripping all the pulp. The pulp is the fiber. Like so, the pulp has the fiber. So the pulp slows down the people who are also diabetic, and they're telling me, and they say, "Oh, I got to watch the fruit." I said, all have to watch everything that we eat. True, but
Mhm,
if you counter some of the sugar that's in the fruit, which is fructose, which isn't bad for you, but still can raise your blood sugar, especially if you're eating certain fruits like grapes, which raise your blood sugar faster and things like that. But if you counter that by putting in a bunch of fiber, that's why I always put in things like spinach,
green.
some kind of green in there to slow the absorption of the sugar into my bloodstream. If
Mhm,
I just take out all the fiber, the sugar that's within the fruit, and I just leave the juice, that will go to my bloodstream, get to my blood faster. That's why diabetics who, when their blood sugar gets really, really low, I know because this had happened to me, your blood sugar really, really gets low, they recommend go get some orange juice
mhm,
because of all the sugar that's in orange juice.
mhm,
There's no fiber, there's no pulp. All that sugar will raise your blood sugar if your blood sugar gets too low. That's why sometimes people work out, they get a little dizzy. It's always a good idea just to have a little bit of orange juice in case you're feeling a little faint or something like that, because it'll raise your blood sugar very fast.
What's your what's your best smoothie recipe?
Oh, I've done because I do a lot of community cooking demonstrations around, but the one that I like for me personally is just mixed fruit. So I'll do like the raspberries, strawberries, bananas, and then I like mine with milk. So I always use like either soy milk or almond milk, some kind of plant-based milk, and then I may always put in some turmeric, some chia seeds,
Okay.
right? Just pop that in there. And a handful of spinach. I'm ready to go. That's my
Okay.
personal favorite. But we've done things like I've done like pina colada smoothies that those are always pretty good. I've done smoothies with tofu in it and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
Really? Okay. Interesting.
because
Okay.
it's a ton of protein in tofu. There's hardly any fat in protein. It's very low on carbs and everything. So yeah, I make a lot of my sauces out of things like tofu and cashew nuts and things like that. Yeah.
So that's the one thing I can't just have not been able to get with is the tofu. I saw
Mhm.
the other day what I think it was sunflower tofu, I think it was. I have to go back and look. But I was like, maybe I can try that because one thing that I have not been able to get with is the tofu. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Oh,
Okay.
pumpkin seed tofu. Have you ever had that?
Okay. Oh yeah. Yes. And yes, because I don't use oils. I don't fry anything. I don't eat fried food. So instead of that, what you can do, I have a air fryer. I've done it. I've done some things with like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. But real quick, you could just take a slice of tofu. You can take that. You can then just coat it with sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds or something like, or even breadcrumbs. You put into the air fryer and it'll become nice and crispy. You have your healthy fats from your nuts or seeds that you're using. You
Mhm.
have your protein from your tofu, and you have something that's totally unprocessed. You're just putting all together whole foods. It's nothing but whole food, and you're just using heated air to cook it. So,
Interesting. So
yep.
do you like how do you do the pumpkin seeds or the sunflower seeds? Do you grind them down or make them finer
Yep. You can
like
grind
a
them.
breadcrumb?
Yep. Yep. You can
Okay.
grind them down. Of course, pumpkin seeds are good because they're raw. You don't want those pumpkin seeds out of that in the little bag that says David's pumpkin seed. You don't want that. You want raw
The
pumpkin
hood
seeds, which
pumpkin
should
seeds.
which should be
Pumpkin
green.
in the
Yeah, you
hood.
want raw pumpkin seeds, raw cashews, raw sunflower seeds. They're already packed with nutrients. They already have natural fat. You don't need to take those and roast them, which when you buy roasted sunflower seeds or any kind of seed, 9 times out of 10, they've been cooked in this big giant vat of oil. You're
Hmm.
just adding additional fat to your diet that you don't need,
Okay.
and so
Okay. This has been interesting. You about to make me change up like because I thought I was doing something just because it wasn't me anymore. Like I had made some crab cakes. I didn't use an air fryer, but I thought that I was doing something because I made them out of garbanzo beans and
oh,
heart.
that's good.
But I cooked them in oil on the stove. I didn't do it in the air fryer. Cooked them in oil,
Yeah, that defeats the purpose.
a little
But
bit,
that's because you don't know. You don't know.
even
Yeah,
sun
but a little bit is too much.
oil.
All of it. Every oil, I don't care if it's black seed, sunflower, olive, it doesn't matter. All oil is 125 calories per tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of oil has 125 calories. And here's the kicker. Each calorie is fat because it's pure fat. The oil has been stripped from the olive. It's the whole olive that has all the fiber and the additional nutrients. So you didn't strip the fat out. Sunflowers, strip the fat out. And then if you ever just do a Google search, just see how they process. And people think that they just take oil. I mean, they just take a sunflower seed or the olive, they just press it and then the oil come out and that's what you're eating. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Oil is the most highly processed food on the planet. It's the most calorie dense food on the, I mean, it's not a food. It's the most calorie dense food byproduct on the planet. I only consider foods in their whole state. So
Now,
an olive is food, but olive oil is not, because you wouldn't just drink olive oil, but you would eat an olive.
so the same way. So I make my own coconut oil from the coconut. I
Okay.
squeeze it out, and all of that. Put it back in the fridge and let it separate and all of that stuff. So
Yes.
the same thing with that. It would be the same thing if I cooked with the
Right.
coconut oil.
Absolutely. Just do a Google search. I'm
Okay.
not, I only follow board certified nutritional researchers like a Dr. Greger, and things like, and actually look at the studies
Mm-hmm.
and then let that lead my thinking, opposed to just hearing something on the internet. I'd like to follow people who are not trying to sell me any kind of herb, any kind of drug, any kind of like diet plan, detox plan. So I'm only following non-profit doctors and researchers. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, you can look up the papers. The papers are available online as far as the research papers, and you can
Mm-hmm.
read them and you can see what the results were, and you can say like, "Oh, that's the truth."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but we don't take the time to do that. But that's what I like to say. That's that detoxing of your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to do thinking detox every day. Like read something, look at something, read a paper or something, because I'm constantly bombarded with false information, which
Right.
is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. This has been really, really good. I'm so glad that you came on here. Like you've given me, like you about to
Anytime.
redo a whole bunch of stuff in the kitchen. Okay.
I
Okay.
just
So
hope to plant a seed.
yeah, well, you're definitely doing that with me. I hope you're doing that with. Hope some of the viewers feel the same way. So Jeanette wanted to know, who do you have a favorite tofu distributor or a
Yes. Now
brand?
let me say this about the tofu. Now, tofu, a lot of people say, "Oh, I just can't get into tofu," but that's because we don't understand it. There are different varieties of tofu. I mean, there's a tofu that's like in almost like milk, like liquid form, and then there's a tofu that you got to cut with a knife, like it has the texture of steak.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's everything in between. So my favorite tofu is from Trader Joe. It's the super firm tofu from Trader Joe. It has very low water content, so it's extremely firm. This tofu is great for grilling, great for your air fryer. It's just great for salads. It has great texture to it. It's not soft. It's not mushy or anything like that.
Okay.
But
So you.
depending on what I want,
Mm-hmm.
so depending on what I want to do with the tofu, that'll determine the what tofu I buy. Like I shop at Asian markets because Asian markets have the widest, most inexpensive selection of non-GMO tofu you can find. And there's Asian markets usually in every city. You
Mm-hmm.
go, they have out like rows of tofu,
Mm-hmm.
rows of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so
Okay.
inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. Do you drain it first, the tofu?
Well, if you get the one from Trader Joe, the super firm, you don't have to drain it. It's that dense. It's that dense. You just
Okay.
open up the pack and it's like a piece of steak. It's so dense. It has very little water, if any. And that's the
Mm.
most firm tofu I can find.
Oh, it's summertime too. You about to make me go get it and experiment with it on the grill. Maybe
Yeah,
do
you should.
it with it or something. Yeah.
Yep. You can slice it. Now I know you might think of the other tofu because it's so wet, but you can slice
Yeah.
this tofu. You can saute it. You can marinate it and put it right on the grill.
Okay. I'm gonna try that too. Um. Okay. So you have a book, $5 Vegan.
Well, it's coming out. It's been delayed again because we're working on this food truck situation. So the
Okay.
food truck and the $5 we're trying to coordinate it so it all comes out at the same time.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, the book is reflective of the work that we do within the community, especially of black in the black community, especially here in Philly in urban communities. That's hence the name Urban Black Vegan. And what we try to do is dispel some of the notions that living a vegan lifestyle is unaffordable,
I
being
was,
healthy is unaffordable.
I was
What
gonna.
we try to do is yeah, the book is full of recipes where you can go right to your local bodega, right in your neighborhood. I don't care what hood you live in, and you can eat and live on a healthy vegan lifestyle. You don't have to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe or anything like that. We can do some amazing things right where you are. And we can make so many meals. That's why it's so inexpensive to live this lifestyle. If I spend $25 a week, I'm amazed. But you can for groceries, but you can live a vegan lifestyle for pennies, for pennies. And
Really,
this book is full of course,
because it is
of course.
it is a perception that to be vegan or to be healthy or to be plant-based, to be healthy is expensive. You know, it's easy to go pick up
No, but it's not.
20-cent ramen noodles from the grocery store and have a whole meal. You get 2 packs, you have a whole meal for less than 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely. And people may think that that could be healthy because oh, it's noodles. But take 1 minute, turn it over, read the label, and and just look at the amount of sodium in there. And then Google the amount of sodium you should have in a day. If that doesn't blow your mind and make you think twice about what you're putting in your body, or the next time you're sitting in that Chick-fil-A line, because every Chick-fil-A line is long, just Google Chick-fil-A and read the ingredients in that chicken sandwich that you're about to eat. Now, if
mhm,
that don't make you get out of that line and go do something else, then you're disconnected. Your thinking is disconnected from what you're about to put in your body.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, tell us where everybody can find you so that we can
Hmm.
we can be on the lookout for the $5 vegan. And if we're in
Yes,
Philly, we could come to the food truck once you get it up. But please tell
yes.
everybody how we can find you on social media.
You can find me everywhere on all social media platforms. Urban Black Vegan, everywhere. It's all the same everywhere, all over. Urban Black Vegan. The food truck is Flat Belly. The flat belly veg. That's the food truck. And yeah, yep, that's it.
And you mentioned you had a podcast?
Yes, we have a I'm about to change things up on the podcast, but yes, we have if you just go to Urban Black Vegan, everything will pop up. The
Okay.
podcast, the everything. Everything's
Mhm.
under one name.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening
Absolutely.
beyond Keedra's Kitchen. You have educated me on a lot of things. I thought that I was, you know, making the transition right, but I realized that
Oh,
I'm not.
you are. You're doing some good things. You're doing it. Everybody, you're learning. This is a part of the learning process. I'm just so glad to be able to jump on here and help you and hopefully help some others with the process.
Yeah, well, you definitely helped me tonight, and I hope that yes, I hope that you help some others tonight as well. So thank you for joining me this evening.
You're so welcome. Congratulations on your first show.
Thank you so much.
All right, you take
All
care.
right, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All righty, guys. That was thank you, Joshua. You're getting comments. Thank you. I'm transitioning. So I hope that you can still see the comments, Joshua. But thank you guys for joining me this evening on Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. I hope that this was helpful. I hope this was informational. I hope this was educational. As we are trying to make a change within our community to get healthy, to be healthy. And I like what Joshua said about he is trying to pass down, instead of generational wealth. Well, ain't nothing wrong with passing down generational wealth, but also generational health. That is important as well. And I know that I'm going to, make that a mission of mine as well, to pass down generational health, but also to pass it on to whoever is willing to hear, is willing to listen, and is willing to learn. Learning is growing. Yes, it is. So I thank you all for joining me for Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. We're going to get back in the kitchen soon, but you can join us here every Thursday evening from 7 to 8 o'clock to just learn more stuff beyond the kitchen, okay? Next week, we have another guest on. I'm not going to tell you quite what it is yet because I have to confirm them still. But like I said, we're going to have everything on here from vegan lifestyle to plant-based lifestyle to doulas to chakras and Reiki to, anything, herbal medicine, herbalist, anything that you can think of that has to do with the holistic lifestyle, okay? It is important, you guys, for us as a Black community. This is not, I'm not pushing away anybody that wants to come and view and hear and learn, but I have created this for us, okay? So we can get healthy. Our melanated community, all right, can get healthy, can be healthy, and not only pass down generational wealth, but also generational health as well. It is so important, okay? As I'm learning, as I near 40 years old, okay, as I come up upon 40, quicker these days than I have before. All right. So I think that's it. I hope you guys join me again next week. Next week, bring a friend, bring a family member, and let's just get all healthy and holistic again. I'm creating this for us, okay? Us, Black folks. I'm not gonna turn away anybody that wants to listen, but this has been specifically created for us. Black holistic health. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. My fur baby is looking at me like, girl, it's time to go outside. So I'm about to take him outside. Thank you for joining me for Beyond Keedra's Kitchen. I hope to see you. I'll be in the kitchen again soon. All right. But I hope to see you again next Thursday right here, same time, 7 o'clock. And have a good week. You guys, one thing that Joshua said, he was talking about detoxing mentally. Take some time to detox mentally from everything that's going on right now, okay? Stuff that we're seeing on the news, stuff that we are seeing on social media, interactions that we are personally having in the workplace or just out in society. Take a moment every day. This is part of holistic living. Take a moment every day. I like to go sit on my patio, put on a little bit of Roy Hargrove, turn my ringer on, water my plants, okay? And just kind of detach from everything, detach from everybody, and just simply be, okay? Joshua has me about to, I got into the juices, but about to send me back to my smoothies. And we're going to do both because I love my juices so good. But, I try to do that at least once a day just to detox, just to detach, okay? So take some time every day for yourself to detox whatever has gone on in the day, whatever you've seen, whatever you've heard, whatever you experienced. Just find a way to detach and detox from that. All right. And because it all starts up here mentally. Okay. thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you coming and joining. I love this. I loved this first episode. I'm so excited to get to do it again next week. So I hope that you join me again next week. Hope that you bring more people with you next week, and live holistically this week. Okay? Find one thing to do. I just gave you one thing. Detox mentally. All right? Find one thing to do. Detox mentally. That's your homework for the week. Until next week, just detox once a day. Detach and detox. Okay? Just once a day. All right. I love you guys. 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 And I will see you next week. Bye.